G'day, my name is Wilfred West from Loch, Victoria, Australia. Today's date is the 25th of the 10th, 2015. Now, and the time is 16 past 10 in the morning. Now, this is I'll be recording with this device. Now, today we're going to be recording going from my place to the surf beach, from the surf beach down to the bakery, from the bakery down to the shops, and then back to my place. Now, I've noticed when I did record with this, I forgot to push this button here that says mic. So I'm going to be pushing that one there that has mic on it. Because I didn't really see it or notice it before, and then I realized, hold on, that's why I'm not getting any sound. So I'm going to try to edit these two videos with sound, not just pictures. Like how editing the two videos before was when I either started or stopped in each video, I tried to get that exact same spot for both the GoPro camera and this camera here. I'm also going to be recording the date, timestamp, and the speed, and all that onto here. It's going to be on the display itself, on the video itself, and then also I'm going to go back into Ice Cream today. That's what it's called, Ice Cream Screen Recorder. I'm going to try to fiddle around with that, see if I can get better frames per second than 12. I know I can get it 1920 by 1080, the frame rate, the size. I want to try and get say 30 or 60 frames per second, because 12 was a little bit too slow for what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is basically start hooking this up, and I'll probably listen to the radio as today as we do it. If we've got nothing to say, I'll just have a quick listen to the radio, and we can listen to what's the news. Okay, she's all plugged up. GPS does not want to work, even though I don't need it to work. I just like to have it on, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to test the voice out here as well. I'm going to try to team up with the voice. G'day. Now I hope they can hear my voice now, and I hope it's working. I'll just double check this screen. Yep, it's got the little microphone symbol on with no little bar in it, which is good. And I'm trying to get this thing to work, which is highly annoying. Sometimes this wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. It's going to work now. Normally when you start the car up, this will start up too, but it does tend to have some problems with it sometimes. I'll plug that back into the charger. And at the present moment, as before, to me it's actually about 19, but it says 10 past on my thing.
GPS ready.
Oh wow, that took a bit. I was thinking I might be able to, if I can get some extra cameras for this device, well, we should be, I should be able to then record like my triple monitor effect, because they are 1920 by 1080. At what, 29 frames per second, which is standard, or 30 frames per second, whatever you like to call it. Today's nice and sunny. It's supposed to be cloudy, 27, and rain. So far we've got sunny, fluffy white clouds, and 14 degrees. So I would like to see how accurate this speed thing is too. So if I can't get Ice Cream screen recorder to work, I'll try something else. Like, I love to use Fraps, but Fraps only captures the video, it won't capture the map part of the video I'm trying to capture. Because what I want to try to do is have the screen, have the video there. But this video is going to be different, just like just driving, so I catch all three videos. But what I want to try to achieve is having it on a map form, so a tourist can see a video. Oh, there's a jet still flying. Or another one. No, it's a different one, because he's flying a different way. So a tourist could see, say, me driving, see the map or video. I don't know, see me, but I'm still going to figure out the recording, so we can record the voice onto that as well, so trying to tee up the voice and the picture at the same time. It's a little bit hard. I might be able to hotkey both. Actually, what I was going to say. So tourists could then see the map going, say, from Sale to Lochsport or Sale to Golden Beach, and they can see that on the map. They can see that on the GPS or whatever. But they also can see the picture, so they can see the route, what the road looks like, the driving and stuff like that. So they might not be able. Some tourists who come here don't know how to read English all that well or anything like that. So we're going to see what everything looks like. And I want to do a quick video going to Sale as well. So I'm going to hook it up with a triple monitor, triple camera, so you can see me chat, you can hear me, and I'll probably have the radio going in the background. Now I know I want. Some people say like to do it like a fast forward effect, which can be, it's useful, it can be good, but I want to try to eventually put that map into there, you know what I mean? And I want to try to capture how it looks like if you're actually physically going to drive that distance. So at the present moment this is 50 k's to come across this side, which I think they should continue having 50 k's from here to around the corner, because some of that corner around up there, their main street, needs to be, you want to do about 40 to 50 k's an hour, 60 k's, you can do it, but it's pushing it. Compared to yesterday. I'm hoping that video yesterday I made had the kangaroo behind when that was jumping behind actually caught that actually in the camera. Welcome back. Now I've got some more cars here. And I just saw playing out there in the ocean 2 whales. I managed to get some shots on it. I'm hoping they're going to be good. I can't believe it. It's actually 20 degrees now, so it is warming up. I have to put the aircon on, I think, just to keep the car cool enough so the cameras don't get too hot.
Okay, turn on top of the till and
some dolphins either on the lake or out in the ocean, and then I'll have seal, whales. I've caught an eagle, which is fantastic, and then I'll have dolphins to go with that as well. I can't believe how long they were playing out there. Now this segment's supposed to be 60 k's, but you come around this corner, you really want to be doing 40 or 50 at the most, because as soon as you get to here, you've got to basically put your brakes on and basically come to almost either stop or in the second gear when you want to come around that corner. So you've got plenty of time to see around both sides of that corner. But this is before that's doing 50 k's all through there. Well, we're here at the baker at the moment. Welcome back. It's currently 22 outside at the moment. Today we go straight down to general store, shopping centre, then back home again. If we have time, we'll pass by the pub on the way through. I still want that bird bath though. I'll have to stay. Wait till we get some money for it. sure as hell I'm going to vote the bastard out.
With party policy on the issue of a plebiscite after the next election. However,
I don't care. I want him out of the government. He never earned the
plebiscite will have
position.
The power of a referendum.
Let me tell you this. If you imagine that any government, this government or any government,
member for
would spend
Hoffman and
over
the member for Griffith.
$150 million consulting.
Well, the by-election, this one, will be fought on the existing boundary, but there's a redistribution going on in New South Wales, so that will redraw some of those seats, and you know, there's really very little.
Welcome back.
For Labor to be running pretty much into it at the moment.
And on Joe Hockey, there's a reporting around this morning accusing him, or it's potentially of double dipping, because if he goes off to Washington, he can both draw his salary and draw on a parliamentary pension at the same time. Now that's available to everybody in that situation, but he's probably brought a bit of this on himself.
Well, he certainly has. I mean, he's obviously, during the week when he gave his final departing speech, he spoke about his age of retirement.
Most influential speech in 20 years.
Absolutely, he described it as the most influential. He said he defied anyone to pick out a single speech that's been made in the last 20 years that's had as much effect as the one he delivered in 2012 while he was in opposition. So it was a curious thing to say in a way. It was obviously a pretty strong critique to give himself, but it was also curious because it was, in a sense, Hockey's failure to live up to that high watermark that he, or that high bar that he'd set in that speech that arguably helped his critics in sort of tearing him down, and also that there's a fair bit of commentary around. I've seen letters to the paper about Joe Hockey being leader in chief and so forth, but he was fond of that lifters and leaners kind of model, and so the idea of now leaving federal parliament, going to a sinecure as an ambassador to Washington, and also being able to actually access his parliamentary pension like that, it's just the optics of that are not good.
What about the optics of Tony Abbott, who's still in politics and has now joined the Speaker's Bureau and can demand as much as $40,000 for a speech? Is that appropriate for a politician, a current politician, to be charged with speaking?
Look, I don't know. I assume it's within the guidelines, I don't know those nebulous guidelines, but so long as, I guess, if he flies somewhere to do one of these speeches and gets paid for it, there's no exposure to the taxpayer, I can't see a problem. I mean, it's not common, but it isn't uncommon for MPs to do a bit of moonlighting from the backbench in the past.
You don't want to nitpick too much in the case of a former Prime Minister because it is such a unique position, but it is probably true to say also that he's still a member for Warringah,
and if you're on the speaker circuit, you're kind of implying to people that you won't put out the door, aren't you?
Well, you are, and you're also just not there to do constituent work. Now, he hasn't been there to do constituent work anyway, really, for a lot of the time since he's been Prime Minister. He's been a minister for most of his time, or a frontbencher for most of his time. But being out of the country and so forth, I mean, it does raise at least the question about, well, are you doing the job, let alone augmenting income? Are you actually doing the job?
If you only do it periodically, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. But I mean, if you're on the speaker's list, I mean, how periodically? I agree. I think for a former Prime Minister, it is a pretty unique position, so you don't want to be too precious about it.
And just finally, that story that mentioned the by-election, Martin Parkinson, the former Treasury Secretary, turned up at Malcolm Turnbull's 61st birthday for a cup of tea. What's his future? Is it head of PM&C? Is it chief of staff?
He's been around for several weeks in dispatches, as it were. It's clear that Malcolm Turnbull has envisaged some sort of role for Martin Parkinson, which would not be stupid given he's a highly intelligent bloke who lost his job in rather unfortunate circumstances. But as to the white side, I don't really know.
It'd be the undoing of another decision of the Abbott government in a way, because they got rid of him from the Treasury portfolios and Secretary of Treasury.
I think it was the first time that they had sort of unseated the head of Treasury.
And by the time it came about, I think Hockey was even against it, but the decision...
Hockey was a bit soft. He said in that book he wrote, written about him, that the decision was made, he was told about it by the PMO, so he wasn't...
Yeah, so this is a highly respected bureaucrat and intellectual who obviously Turnbull's eager to get back into the fold and access, whether it be as chief of staff or head of PM&C or what role, we don't know yet. There's been a bit of speculation about that, but it sends a message, I think.
All right, well, that's the papers, and now we're going to our program guest, the Assistant Treasurer and Minister for Small Business, Kelly O'Dwyer, who joined the Prime Minister this week in announcing the government's response to the Murray inquiry. It's been in the works for quite a while, but as you'll see, Malcolm Turnbull took ownership of the response.
Now, I want to thank David Murray and his panel for the hard work they've done. I want to thank the Treasurer and the Assistant Treasurer for the hard work they have done, and of course their predecessors, in particular Joe Hockey and Josh Frydenberg. But this response is a response of the Turnbull government to this inquiry.
Welcome.
Thanks very much, Brad.
Does that imply there that the government's response under an Abbott government would have been different?
He never earned the right to be Prime Minister.
Turnbull government is a reflection of Prime Minister Turnbull,
Okay,
and also
as far as I'm concerned,
the presides over the financial system in
if he went,
clearly something that was discussed at Cabinet.
he has never earned the right. As far as I'm concerned, he stabbed Tony Abbott in the back. Even though Tony Abbott was the wrong person to lead, he was basically a tag dog. You don't stab your leader in the back. You wait for the election, and then you decide after the election if you win or lose it. So if you win it, you keep the leader. If you lose the election, then you can sit down and discuss if you want to remove that leader. But to do it before an election, just because the polls were bad for you, shows that you don't care about the Australian people or the Australian laws and so forth. Okay, that's as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to leave it at that. And we'll go forward from there. We'll see what happens in the next election anyway. We're back. It's about 21 here. So it's been about 21, 22. I think I had about 24 at one place. But anyway, my name's Wilfred West from Loch, Victoria, Australia, signing off. Thank you for watching my videos, and all comments are welcome. You all have a great day now.